is grown man business. The collar swag don't hit a witness. I pull up in a Bentley so quick. I'm dropping them bags, popping them tags. You know how we bless that cash. The grown man biz, the grown man. I said the grown man. I said the grown man. This is how a grown man does business.
Yo. Happy Saturday morning.
This is grown man business.
What's good, everybody? Your
The
boy
collar
Mark
swag
Yale
don't
is
hit
in
a
the building here on the flagship
witness.
show
I pull
for
up in
Yale
a Bentley so
Radiocast.com.
quick.
It
I'm
is the
dropping
Mail
them
Review.
bags,
Welcome
popping them
to
tags.
our
You know how we
UC.
bless that
Y'all
cash.
check
The
us
grown
out.
man
Definitely go ahead and like and
biz, the grown
subscribe.
man.
Just go ahead and come on in and come and get some of this good business. What's good, y'all? Today, your boy Mark L in the building with my boy Dylan Yale, the
Man.
host with the most.
Boy, this new equipment is some exclusive shit.
It's exclusive, man. It's good stuff, man. Hey, we got to do it, man. We got to keep upgrading. We got to get better. We got to give it to the people. We got to do it like we do it.
What's happening with your Mark?
Hey, man, nothing much, man. Hey, just had a good work week. We got my little review. Everything looked good on the review.
You went to a mail review.
So,
wait.
not the mail review.
You went to a mail.
No. I didn't go to no mail review. Nah, bruh. I am the mail review, damn it. I got my straight job review this week. Everything looks good on that. I still have a job, so there we go. Other than that, though, everything else has been going pretty well, man, other than all these news stories and stuff floating around. We're going to get into that, but how was your week, my brother?
My week is, once again, 2023 and Mr. Everything. I'm going by that name, by the way. For those, you could question it, man, but I've been extremely busy.
Hashtag.
And I've asked for it, so I'm not even complaining. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it is what it is. Shout out to Mayor Khalid,
in the
who
building.
has once again invited me to another event, and you were there with us for the last event, the brunch, and past week, later on this week, we did the Townhouse with Young Dro. So, but we're going to get into that, y'all. We're going to get into that.
All of that. We got a lot to get into today, man. We got to cover some things, man. Just going to go ahead and let y'all know. Topics for the day are going to be a little heavy.
Shout out to the lady, Phoenix 730. Good morning, fellas. Good morning, ma'am.
Hey, good morning, Lady Phoenix. I'm glad you tuned in to join with us today. Absolutely. Everybody that's on the streams, definitely thank y'all for joining in today.
But you really didn't go into your review, though. What did they say you did good, did bad? What does Mark L need to upgrade on? I want to know what the other people say about you.
Okay.
I already know what we got to say about you.
Well, first of all, I piss excellence, sir. Let's start there. Let's start with that, first of all. So,
I did not know they made a drink called Excellence.
Hey, I piss it. It's coming out with my mixtape that you still have yet to release in the liquor store down the street.
Yeah, that's why people piss excellence. That's the name of the mixtape. That's the name of the
excellent.
See,
no, you said it was called Excellent Piss. I don't understand. No. Anyway, man, it was
it's
cool.
A double album.
We're gonna call it raw flush. That's the code word, raw flush. Anyway, yeah, man. So, the normal stuff, you're doing well at this, you're doing great at this, you can look a little better on this. Hey, basically, you got dressed, you came to work. We don't know if you got dressed because ain't no cameras. I'm working from home.
You're working from home.
So let's go with that. Let's go with the fact that I got dressed. Let's go with it. Yeah. I did go to work. So, I mean, right now, here's what happened. So first they kind of come up with the little thing, where they start at the beginning of the year and go, well, we had a really good year, and you can hear the butt in their voice. So what you're saying is we ain't getting no motherfucking bonus this year. That's all you said. So I did enough to get the 3.5 increase.
Yeah, okay.
The 3.5 increase. I'm gonna say that
3.5.
3.5, and they ain't announced that yet. But I know when there's no bonus, that's all you gonna get. You gonna get the cost of living. That's all you gonna get. Only thing is, I don't think these MFs know what the cost of living actually is.
Oh no, they do. What are you talking about? They absolutely do. They don't care.
No.
Look here, man.
No.
Look here, man. You shout out to light worker Wayne, but look here, man. Don't talk to me and tell me that they don't know what the cost of living is. They absolutely
know.
They know. They don't care.
They don't care. That's
you not being able to afford the cost of living is your fault.
I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that. Yeah, right? but y'all paying me. But anyway, yeah, man. So it's just normal review shit. It wasn't nothing mind blowing. I didn't get put on punishment or no crazy shit or nothing like that. So it's all good. Y'all know how reviews go. I'm waiting on this Mr. Everything review. That's what I'm waiting for.
Hey, Mr. Everything review.
Hey, shout out Willette. What's good? Hey, sister. How you doing?
Sister,
thank you for tuning in.
On my mind.
Lord, here we go. But we waiting on the Mr. Everything review. But I can hear it. You gonna walk in the offices, it's gonna be you, and you gonna be like, "Who gonna check me, boo?" And you gonna be like, "He got 5 stars," and you gonna walk out.
That's pretty much
because you at the top of the pile right now, bro. You at the top of the pile right now, bro.
Not at the top of the pile.
Okay. Close. Near. You almost the shit. You near the shit.
It is really. I would say this. It's interesting when a gang of disgruntled estrogenites call the whole department. Yes, the estrogenites. They called the whole Department of Labor on you.
What?
The whole group of estrogenites.
Oh no, that's Lord.
To no avail.
Oh my
Pinky
goodness.
finger silk. Come on.
That's the estrogenites.
Pinky finger silk. Come on.
The funny now, listen. Let me tell y'all something. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and point it out because I know I'm gonna give a man his propers. You're gonna give him his flowers. He said estrogenites, and he did not specify who was what. He just said
I did not.
estrogenites. That's all he said. That covers everybody.
That do.
Shout out to TR.
Shout out to TR. The leg is here. Yeah.
What up, TR? What's good, brother? You know what I'm gonna call that? Growth. That's growth. That's growth. I'm gonna go with that. So we gonna take our wins when we can get them.
Hey, a couple of years ago they would have been straight.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Right. I know. Right. So we good with that.
We're working on it. Hey, 2023. I wouldn't say rebrand myself because I'm always going to be dialing. Right.
Absolutely.
But I'm gonna be honest with you. Since I'm in a different, I wouldn't say on a different platform now. I have to consider my image to consider the people I'm around.
Right, I got you. I see what you're saying.
See what I'm saying?
Because you affect more people in the position you're in now.
In the position that I'm in now on the media side with Yale Entertainment.
I can dig it.
And on my working for them job, I have a duty, if you will. Yes. You know what I'm saying? So people look at me in a certain way, they carry me in a certain way, so I have to actually be adjacent dialing. Like,
got you.
Me, but.
Right, exactly. Or you have to just present them with who dialing is and let them take that as a narrative. So you change the narrative up and then they have a different opinion.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Works.
And we're going to actually talk about that because, just networking this past weekend with some people, and I love this as a segue. We're not going to lead with this, but being around some people who have changed their life to consider their business and the people they're around as well. So we're definitely going to talk about that. And I love just seeing growth.
Yeah, man. The growth is important.
It helps me be a better man with the people that are around. Like, well, if I'm going to be around him or her, I kind of got to move like him or her.
Correct.
But still
to keep in that.
And be dialing.
Yeah.
But.
With. In addition to.
Yes.
I got you, brother. All right, y'all. Well, let me just go ahead and just say again, I was kind of touching on it a little bit earlier, man. This is going to be kind of a heavy show, man. Those of you that have been under a rock for the past week and a half, just to let y'all know, there was yet another death at the hands of the police, and this one is chock full of things to discuss, man, and things to talk about. This young man by the name of Tyre Nichols, and this is coming from CNN. Basically, this young man on the 7th of January, about 8:30 p.m., was approached by some police officers. They pulled his vehicle over for suspected reckless driving, and man, it just kind of goes to hell from there.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I did not, because I do. They did release video cam footage.
Yeah, they did that yesterday. They did release that yesterday.
I didn't. I did not. I'm. I pulled it up, everybody, because I have to. We have to talk about it, so I have to see a bit of it. But I did not. I honestly, truly did not want to see just another death, another murder.
Yeah, and that's what it was. It was a fucking murder.
So just coming from, like I say, having some good work and some great things going on, it's like I don't in 2023, I do not want to be in any bad spaces,
Right.
emotionally and mentally.
Especially not.
And here it is, early 2023, right before we're going into Black History Month, and this is what we get on the news.
Man, listen.
A gang of black cops. This is what we're going into.
I got so many opinions about this, man. This one was hard, brother. So I've not watched the video in full, but I do know that it was over an hour. I couldn't take it for over an hour of the footage that they released yesterday. Let me just go ahead and just kind of break into it here. Let me just kind of give y'all some of the background again. This young man was stopped about 8:30 p.m. on January 7th by police suspected of reckless driving. A confrontation occurred between the officers and the driver, who was later identified as Tyre Nichols, who then fled on foot, according to the Memphis police. The officers apprehended him, and yet another confrontation occurred, resulting in Nichols' arrest. An ambulance was called to the scene of the arrest after Nichols complained of shortness of breath, police said, and he was transported to a nearby hospital in critical condition. On the 10th, just 3 days after the stop, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation announced that Nichols had died due to his injuries sustained in the use of force incident with the officers, according to the statement. On the 15th of January, police provided an update on the investigation. Following the stop, the officers involved were relieved of duty, which is a standard departmental procedure, while an investigation into their use of force began. Memphis police said the TBI, or the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, and the Shelby County District Attorney's Office were also enlisted to investigate. The preliminary findings indicated the serious nature of the officer's conduct during the stop. After reviewing various sources of information involving this incident, I have found that it is necessary to take immediate and appropriate action. Now, I want y'all to put a pin in that, because we coming back to that. Immediate. Did you hear what I said? Immediate and appropriate action. Chief Davis said in a statement released on the 15th of January. Today, the department is serving notice to the officers involved of the impending administrative actions. On the 18th, the Department of Justice said a civil rights investigation has been opened into the death of Nichols. On the 20th, the officers were named and then promptly fired. Okay? Wow. 2 Memphis Fire Department employees who were part of Nichols' initial patient care, meaning they were at the scene when they called for the ambulance, in the backup. They were relieved of duty while an internal investigation is being conducted, according to the PIO, the Public Information Officer for the Memphis Police Department. On the 23rd, the family viewed the police video, and on the 26th, the officers were officially charged. A grand jury indicted the 5 officers fired by Memphis police on several charges, according to the district attorney. Each were charged with second-degree murder, aggravated assault, 2 charges of aggravated kidnapping, 2 charges of an official misconduct, and 1 charge of official oppression, according to both the Shelby County Criminal Court and Shelby County Jail records. While each of the 5 individuals played a different role in the incident in question, the actions of all of them resulted in the death of Mr. Nichols, and they are all responsible, he said during the news conference. All 5 former officers reported to Shelby County Jail on Thursday without incident. The 4 bonding out early Friday morning, the jail records showed. And then we moved to yesterday, January 27th, where the video footage was actually released.
Okay, so what I'm showing right now is basically the riots they are, y'all already know how this goes. Riots all over the place, people mad. This is in, if I'm not New York City, if I recall. Yes. Mm-hmm. This is a rally in New York City.
Is it a rally or
It's
a
a
ride?
it's a rally. Well, it's a rally. White folks will call it a riot. Let's
Of
just be
course.
honest with you, bro.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's where I'm at with it. You know, we the second we gather up and we want to protest anything,
It's automatically
it's
a riot.
automatically a riot. So you know,
I got you.
here we are again. I would say that I haven't seen the footage. I'm upset.
Yeah.
What I'm gonna do also in a minute is I'm opening back up the call lines
Yep.
for conversation with this, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to play the video.
Just a little bit,
just a little bit because you know.
Again, this is highly sensitive, man. If y'all have been trying to protect your energy by not watching this, then
That's what I've been doing.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like it's been.
same. I feel you, man. But you know, we try to get to the news, and I watched as much as I could stomach because it's, man, it's so many things to talk about with regards to this.
Right.
So many things.
Shout out to Fox News. I know how it goes when we play content from another network, but we're gonna go ahead and run it.
Yeah.
You know, if not, I know, you know, switch to another network. We're on Twitch as well. Whatever network, if you're watching on YouTube or whatever, we're on Twitch and we're on Facebook as well.
Yeah.
If we, for whatever reason, don't, you know, make it through the streaming day. And I ain't mad at them. Hell, this is their content.
Yep. Facts. What you about to?
We're going to start with a disturbing body camera of the deadly beating of Tyre Nichols. Entire newsroom watched through that hour of footage. We're going to play a section now, but I want to warn you, what you're about to see is hard to watch.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Okay. All right, I'm on the ground. Lay down! Yes, sir. Please tase me. I need to tase you! Get on the ground! Lay down! One, now! All right, okay, all right.
The video goes on to show officers eventually used a taser on Nichols. He then ran from the officers. The police department released 4 different videos. Another video shows the scene playing out from a street camera. From that perspective, you can see the officers punching and kicking him. In some of the videos, you actually hear Nichols yell for his mother. Nichols' mom spoke about the incident earlier today where she expressed heartache.
No mother should go through what I'm going through right now. No mother. To lose their child to the violent way that I lost my child. Thank you.
All 5 of the former Memphis police officers posted bond and are out of jail. They are facing several charges, including second-degree murder.
I might need you to pause it right there, bro.
Bars if
I
convicted.
need y'all to look
There are
right now.
protests going on across.
I need y'all to look at this now. This is probably the most heartbreaking part of this, man. This is probably the most heartbreaking part of this. These are 5 black police officers.
They're us.
Are they? Are they fucking us?
Listen what I'm saying, Mark. Listen what I'm saying. What I mean by they're us, when you look at them, you see us.
Yes.
They ain't no, you know, well, they, you know, he might be.
No.
They look like
Us.
we grew up. They look like they're either from Chicago or Pensacola, bro.
Easy, bro. And I need y'all to see this. And this is what we're talking about when we. So you hear us all the time. We and that's the fucked up part about it. You hear us all the time talk about these killings. And they would be quick to want to throw race in there. And yes, race does play a part in it. I absolutely understand. But now what do we do when we hear y'all are discounting the fact that blue lives matter too? What do we do when they black and blue? What do we do when the blue lives is black and blue? What I'm trying to understand, what is it in police training, in their psychological exams, what is it that makes people behave in a way where they have no humanity? This is pure humanity. It is, listen, one of those dudes played football, was a center, big dude. So I'm going with a big dude. I'm looking at the pictures of this young man, Mr. Nichols. This is a little guy. Nobody likes bullies at all. Right. We don't like to see one person get jumped by 5 or 6 people in a fight. Some people say things. But these are 5 sworn officers of the law, 5 sworn black officers of the law who effectively killed another black man, who beat this man so bad that he was in critical condition when he got to the hospital and died 3 days later. I'm flabbergasted, bro. I'm flabbergasted. From a traffic stop?
From a traffic stop, bro. Shout out to light worker Wayne. His comment is 5 Klansmen.
They might as well be. They didn't treat that man no better than if it had been 5 Klansmen.
You know what? You damn right, man. I mean, both of you guys are right. I guess what I mean by my they are us is it seems like when you're from the same place or same space or same environment or same upbringing, you will react differently.
I'm saying
that's my upset. That's the upset moment that I'm in. Tyrone, we have to be in these bad spaces in order to get to the good spaces. I know your pain, my brother, but Mr. Nichols unfortunately does not have a voice anymore.
And we're gonna try to speak for him.
Ashley Larkin. Shout out to Ashley. Ain't heard from you in a minute, lady. Yeah, where ma'am, where have you been? Prayers to his mother.
Prayers to his family. Prayers to everybody out there who had to witness this. Prayers to everybody that's ever had to deal with something like this,
right?
Man. But look at this.
I can't do it.
This is 5 black officers.
I can't do it, man.
Were they not alive when what happened to George Floyd happened?
Well, I'm sure they were alive. They were definitely police.
Okay, so they saw the TV like I did. Huh?
Yeah, they were policemen. So, you know,
I'm trying to understand. Can anybody make me understand why this happened or why? What do you think it was? I'm telling you, this is what they talk about when they talk about the fact that environment is toxic. It ain't got shit to do with color right now.
Right.
Or does it?
Once again, we always talk about that is about power and position.
It is about power and position.
So we definitely know that.
I'm trying to understand what possessed you. How 5 of you?
I think they felt like they got pumped, bro.
By what?
He ran, he got away. I'm trying to find some more footage or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So give me a second. Everybody on the comments, bear with me because I know it's a lot of people saying a lot of things. I appreciate y'all too for being here. Tyrone, who trained the black cops? Eventually you would go all the way back to someone from the original cops and who they were.
Slave catchers.
Were they? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so we got that. That's right. Who trained them? They learned by the way of their trainees, you know. Ashley Larkin with the hearts. Yeah, so I'm trying to pull up something a little more in sight, but you know, just as sensitive. And you know, I'm a little shook up, man. I can't lie about it,
brother.
I'm a little upset. I'm extremely upset.
It was hard to even talk a little bit about it. I'm gonna give you a couple more little bits here. The video contains a little over an hour of footage of Tyre Nichols' deadly encounter with the police and includes 3 body camera videos and a video showing an overhead view. The footage shows the officers hitting Nichols repeatedly in the face while his hands were restrained. At some point, Nichols cries out for his mother as officers surround him.
That's the scene I was looking for. That's the scene I was looking for.
In the still from the video released by the city of Memphis, officers from the Memphis Police Department beat Tyre Nichols on a street corner. The video shows Tyre Nichols calling for his mother, beaten by officers now charged with his death. When the surveillance video from a nearby remotely operated pole-mounted camera first turns toward the scene, an officer is seen shoving Nichols hard to the pavement with a knee or a leg. I think that's the part that made you holler, whoa.
Didn't we just go through this?
Yeah.
Did we not just do this?
Bro, it's crazy because it seems like every week we just did this again. That's crazy. He is then pulled up by his shoulders and then kicked in the face twice. After being pulled up into a sitting position, he's hit in the back with what appears to be a nightstick. And after being pulled to his knees, Nichols is hit again. Once pulled to his feet, the video shows officers hitting Nichols in the face. The violence, bro.
Not like I wouldn't say this is worse than what happened to George Floyd, but I guess it's, once again, it's, man, this was us.
This is us. Why are we doing this to each other?
I think that's what gets me. Like, I don't want to go on saying that this is what I expect from them. I think is what I'm trying to say is I don't expect this from us.
Right.
That's probably what I'm trying to say.
That's the part that's probably the most hurtful part. That's the part that's trying to take, because it's really, I mean, that could have been any one of us. Hell, that could have been any one of them. That's the part. Why? How are you unable to put yourself in this man's shoes?
Right.
How are you unable to see that this is excessive? Okay, you think he broke the law. We'll work all that out in court.
Right.
Okay, you catch him, you restrain him. Why didn't it stop there? Why did it go with the beating? They, like you said, everybody's guff is up now.
Right.
All of your adrenaline is pumping.
Right.
But you've been to war, dog.
You've been
You've been to fucking war.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. That's what I'm saying.
If your adrenaline ain't pumping, you absolutely know that this motherfucker down here with this gun and these weapons is sent to kill you.
Most of these officers come from the military. We know, for the most part, being veterans, that we have small transitional fields of work that we understand when we come out the military.
Yeah.
It's construction.
Yeah. Police.
Drug addict. Alcoholic.
Right. Suicidal.
Medical field. But let's just be honest. Like that military world is a direct transition to law enforcement.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so y'all, it's upsetting because I know y'all know rules of engagement, motherfuckers.
Absolutely.
I know y'all know rules of engagement. I know. Light worker Wayne, self-hate, discrimination against their own, misuse of power. Their skin was black, but their mind was a race soldier. That shit is heavy.
Yeah.
That's a heavy comment.
That is a heavy comment.
A race soldier. Ooh wee.
This is man, this
Ashley Larkin. I ain't met a black cop yet that I like.
And you know what? And the thing is, and here's the part. So the indoctrination to working with the police and getting to know the police starts young. We had the program back. I don't know if you guys had that, because I'm a little ancient. But those of you who remember, y'all remember Officer Friendly, the Officer Friendly program, where the officers would come to the school and talk to you and bring you coloring books and candy and shit, right? Where they teach you, this is your officer. And I remember my Officer Friendly. Hell, his daughter was in my class. She was one of my classmates. So I remember thinking this is Officer Friendly. Hell, my mother was in law enforcement. She worked for the Chicago Police Department. She wasn't an officer, but she worked for the Chicago Police Department. My brother, deputy sheriff, worked for the sheriff's department in Cook County in Illinois, in Chicago, right? So it's not like I'm not accustomed to knowing people in law enforcement or appreciating people in law enforcement. These motherfuckers don't need no respect whatsoever, because I do know that working in those environments, yes, it's highly stressful, but then so is the military.
That's what I'm saying.
So is the jail.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm going to give you another caveat. One of those officers actually was charged with assault, working corrections prior to getting this job with the Memphis PD. He actually got an assault charge for grabbing an inmate and slamming his head so hard against the sink in the bathroom that he blacked out. So you telling me that?
See, hold up. Let me slow down right here.
Mm-hmm.
This is the moment. This is the moment right here where I'm saying that to me, that it escalated, because we're talking about the egos of man. This is where I'm at with it, Markel.
Toxic masculinity at its finest.
Yes.
No.
Yes. I'm not gonna say toxic masculinity. I'm just saying ego, because we take that damn word and we put it in every fucking box.
Toxic ego.
Ego. Okay, toxic ego. I'm just saying. Let's not make it masculinity.
Ain't that wrong? Some ego's good.
I'm just saying I don't like that word toxic masculinity.
I got you.
I would rather just say a fragile ego.
Fragile ego. Very
because
good.
men are competitive
Yeah.
by nature.
So what was that
So I don't want to make our
against?
competitiveness toxic. What I'm saying is sometimes when somebody and I'm not a doctor, I'm just phrasing it how I see it as a man.
Okay.
When we are in competition with each other and now we got bested or
Feel like we got bested.
we step it up a little bit. This is the moment that I'm talking about right here, where the young man got away from him. Now it's a competition for me to look a little bit better in this moment.
Right.
Oh, motherfucker, you got
this on camera.
You got away from me? How dare you? Because he started running. See?
Yep.
That's where, to me, right now, that it felt like
Where it took a turn.
that's where it took a turn. Now his fat bitch ass got to run. Now he's not only getting outran, now he look even more of an idiot.
Right.
Because now cars is running. I'm driving. Look at this fat motherfucker trying to catch this jump. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. I got you.
And Ross.
So
He breathing heavy.
they let their ego.
He can't talk. Oh my God. Somebody help me, because now my camera's on. And when the camera gets released, I'm going to look like a hoe out here in these streets.
I can't.
Somebody help me, because I'm stupid right now.
I can't, bro.
I'm just giving my views, my interpretation of the situation.
I got you.
Now, I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just looking at it from my eyes.
I got you.
Just like you asked earlier, what caused it to escalate going to that level, right? That's where I'm at with it. Let me see what else I got.
Yeah, let us know if y'all hearing us loud and clear out there on the stream too.
Yeah,
if
so
y'all,
we good.
if y'all hearing us
We
good.
good.
We good? Yep, good.
All right, so yeah, that's how I gather that moment.
I feel you on that, man. And it's I understand that, definitely I understand the chemical thing, but I'm thinking how from more of a spiritual or psychological thing at this point, right?
Right.
Because I'm still trying to understand at what point do you realize this man is powerless against the five of you? Five of you.
It wasn't about powerless. It was about them being more powerful.
And that, man, that's the part though. I'm going the humanity part, the humanity piece. What if this had been this young man was 80 yards from his house.
And all he was trying to do was get home.
He was just trying to go home. He was just trying to go home. And, you know, regardless of what they believed he did, regardless of what they said, because it's gonna be some bullshit to come out, because I think these motherfuckers lied, first of all, and said they was pulling them over because he was, doing his driving looked erratic. For erratic driving, they were trying to pull him over for erratic driving, right? So even if you pull him over for erratic driving, even if he got up and took off, there's a way you can apprehend this man and you can subdue this man and put him in a police car and let that shit get worked out in court. Because as a law enforcement officer, that's your job. Your job is not to beat.
Body cam, man. That buddy was embarrassed, man. I'm telling you, that's what it was.
Out of sheer embarrassment, you beat this man to death.
Yes.
Well, let me tell you how embarrassed you finna be locked up. Because I'm finna tell you right now, I wish nothing but fire for y'all, and y'all know what that means. I wish nothing but fire.
So we got we do have the phone lines open.
Yep.
Call in. If you want to call in, 678-501-5177. Give us some comments, some commentary. We're gonna keep it brief. I know it's been a while since we had the phone lines open, but it's 2023.
It is.
We just want, and we've been kind of losing our fan base because y'all want to be heard as well.
Hey, call in, man, and sound out. Shout out to us, man. If you want to talk about it, if you got some feelings about it, if you want to add on any commentary, please do give us a call, man. Throw that number up there again, 678-501-5177. Give us a call here on the Mail Review, man.
Lightworker Wayne, yes, I agree with Dylan. They felt more powerful when using their crude actions. I don't know them, but they had some self-hate in them that they let their pride take over.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what it couldn't be nothing else. Unless somebody knew this boy personally. You know what I'm saying? And I'm hoping that's not the case, but if it comes out.
It's going to be a lot to come out. It's going to be a lot to come out about it. Now, Definitely give us a call and a shout out on that. But we're going to take a little break to kind of catch a breath. But when we come back, we're going to talk about this from the other side of it, because y'all remember that little thing I told y'all to put a pin in, right? Where we were talking about how they immediately decided to take action. Let's talk a little bit about that. I want to find out, where was all this immediate action for all the other hundreds of black bodies? Where was the immediate action for that? Y'all stay tuned, man. Hold tight. Definitely give us a call on those numbers. We got you. We ready to hear you. We're going to take a tidy break to pay these bills. And when we come back, we're going to talk about this from the other side, because I got another side to talk about that's got me on motherfucking fire. We see y'all in a few minutes.
Fire,
man on
moment.
fire, because we going to have to talk about it all, family. That's what we doing. Stay tuned. Come back to us. The leg is here. YaleRadiocast.com, the mail review. We see y'all in a couple of seconds.
Sacrifice more than you'll ever know to be.
I'm trying to win, coach. When I look at them pictures and trophies and stuff, it just makes me sad. When I'm done with this game, or the game is done with me, I don't want to be no ghost on the wall. I want to be more than that.
I let them know just who they listening to. But I ain't playing, I'm taking it to the hoop. Jump with me and I show you just what to do. I'm just saying, I'm always spitting the flame. Can't knock me, they get anything, it's my name. But I ain't playing, I'm coming straight down the lane. You know I got no better, get out the way. If I don't know nothing else, it ain't no test in my pen. MJ with the game on the line, I'm just expected to win. Lyrically, I'm knocking them out. Metaphors connect with your chin. Get hit with the hook to your body. The flow gon' fracture you real.
Behind every successful woman is a band of other successful women that have her back. That's why my platform is women empowerment and entrepreneurship. I am Keisha Hawley Roberts, your 2022 Mrs. California and the National Sorority Pageant, representing the mother of all, Order of Eastern Stars.
I feel like I'm one step away from hitting center stage. One step away from coming out the tunnels to the game. One step away from everybody jumping on my way. Now just let me introduce you to the way I do my thing. I feel like I'm a step away from hitting center stage. One step away from coming out the tunnels to the game. One step away from everybody jumping on my way. Now just let me introduce you to the
What's up, man? It's your boy Pimp Snell, man.
Jum Be The Truth, co-host of Pimp Talk, YBDT, you heard?
Tune in to Pimp Talk, man. We're just gonna give y'all a little flavor of what we got going on around here.
We bringing knowledge, we bringing inspiration, we bringing all that feel-good stuff that you may be lacking in your everyday life.
There are ways to try to reach out to these young people to change the world a little bit. Join your boy Pimp Snell, man. From 7 to 9.
Yale Radiocast and RTV every Monday, you heard?
You heard?
I just want it all to be worth it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I just want it all to be worth it.
God's gift, God ship or God sip. I know my guard's up and I ain't letting my guard slip. Even the vanguards, my God me unguarded. Not even, it's hard believing I'm God sent. I know hardships for this, I have passion. Times I was passive, I'm half-assing. Once the brain's active, you look right past it. Closed casket, kid it with stealth like assassins. Tell me what I haven't done, you master some. Show compassion much, only with flashing hundreds. Misery loves company, I stand in cousins. Hate killing with kindness, I ain't slashing nothing.
Hey, thank you for tuning in to Yale Radiocast. Listen, business owners, people that are entrepreneurial in spirit and need to get their business out there, contact Yale Entertainment. We will advertise your company. We will advertise your brands with a listener base that covers the globe. We offer a variety of packages at affordable prices. Call us at 678-586-9241. If you need to email us, you can contact us at yaleent1@gmail.com. If you need to get your business out there, contact Yale Entertainment to get the business.
Oh, shoot. The mic was muted.
The mic was muted. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Here we go.
All right. So, introduction. Thank you for tuning back in.
To the Mail Review, right here, the flagship show of Yale Radiocast. We are back again. Sorry about that. The mic was muted. I didn't say nothing. Something like blah, 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 blah. And thank you for showing up. And thank you to all the ladies who chimed in, who have been our biggest supporters. Right. Thank you. Just do all the wonderful things like share the links out. Go ahead and share like five people.
Yeah.
5 people on your messenger list. You talk to 5 people in the morning.
Yeah.
I get your good morning text. Go ahead and throw it in the good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Queen.
Yeah.
Grand Risings, Kang.
Yeah. So that's.
By the way, check out the Mail Review.
That's basic. That's why we got. That's why we got all these ladies subscribers.
That's what it is. Because we snuck it in on them.
Mail Review.
Oh, girl.
Click.
Yeah, get everybody. It's like a Rick roll. Do everybody the same way. Hey, check out the Mail Review. Got you, girl.
Gotcha.
And by the way, there's Dollar.
No, truly, we appreciate everybody that has supported us thus far, but we do need more support from you in 2023 with everything that we're trying to build and we're trying to move forward with and trying to create. We do not only need your support, we need you to help bring more people into this space.
Absolutely.
So all it is just a share. Share to a cousin, share to a friend, share to a neighbor, share to a coworker.
Share it to your mama.
Share it to your mama.
We try to keep it. We try to keep it copacetic.
Yeah. That's why I had to pause on mama.
Now what? Somebody gonna cut it down. It was like Dollar said your mama on TV, on the podcast.
But help us out. We got a lot of things we're creating. Us and RTV, we're really, really developing some great things. And we're going to discuss that today. Next month is Black History Month, and we're going to touch on that and things that we have coming in the near future. Yeah. But we have to still talk about where we are right now that is causing us to create these things.
Yes.
That we need to address. So Absolutely. Where we are, Markel, you used to hold. Oh shoot! I think we might have had something. You said you were mad about something.
Yeah, man. We still talking about the Tyre Nichols, but we're gonna talk about it from the other side. I'm gonna tell you the stuff that's really, really, really got me hot, ladies and gentlemen.
Hot. What happened when you get hot?
Boy, it's a man on fire moment. Here we go.
Man on land, man on fire, man on the Wizard of Oz, highly evolved. I am in awe. I am offended. I am appalled. The eye of the storm. I am chaotic and I am the calm.
This out. So earlier when we were running down the list of the different things and what occurred with the young man, again, shout outs to his family, definitely. Everybody that had to suffer through this as a collective, definitely want to send condolences and heartfelt healing out to you. But let me just put this out there. So earlier when we were talking about it, I told you to put a pin in it, where we heard that the investigation had been open and that the officers involved were served notice. Now, they were served notice on January 15th. The incident occurred on January 7th, and on the 10th, the young man died. So 5 days after this man's death, they were notified that there would be impending administrative actions.
Right. That was 5 days.
That was 5 days.
Hold up.
I need somebody, anybody who could do this real quick for me. I didn't get a chance to pull it up, and I ain't got my computer right in front of me. How long did it take them to charge Chauvin and them after George Floyd's death?
Right.
Just off the cuff.
It had to take.
I'm gonna tell you what it didn't take. It didn't take motherfucking 5 days. It didn't take 5 days. It took at least a month, 2 months. Before they actually charged them,
for the actual charging. I think it might have took a little longer than that.
Oh, just a little bit. I bet you it wasn't 5 days. Yeah. So now here we have, this is the immediate action that we've been asking for since we started reporting on these things, right? Like, why immediately? Bro, I'm going to ask you, as somebody who manages people, real quick question, real quick and real simple and dirty. Go. As somebody who manages people, let's just say this person has been late the third time in a row.
Shit, I got somebody late today.
And you got to get up, and you got to get your ass up at 2 o'clock in the morning and go cover that shift because you're the only one that can do it. How quick is your action finna be about getting rid of that motherfucker?
Hold up. Because I got a call at 2 o'clock this morning.
The shit writes itself, right? It writes itself, right? But my point is...
Whoa, let me pull out this phone right here.
My point is, the shit writes itself. Yeah. I bet you it ain't going to take you
5 days.
A month.
No.
How many more times you going to get called at 2 o'clock in the morning to come work somebody's shift and show up late? Boy. You get swift and immediate action.
It's just, I'm amazed of how you actually pull up this moment. You could have been anywhere. You said exactly.
But you here with me. How long will it take you, Mr. Williams, to find somebody else to fill that slot?
It's going to take me about 4 days.
4 days?
Well, honestly though, depending on, it could take me. I'm going to get somebody in there in a minute.
Because you ain't going to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning too many more motherfucking times.
Not too many more motherfucking times. But long story short, I see where you're going with the comparison.
You see what I mean?
I see what you're trying to say. But, I mean, let's just go with the honesty behind it, though, Markel. We see what it is.
Yeah.
That's why I led with, that's us.
Yeah.
They look like us.
They do. Just like us.
So they're going to get treated just like us.
All the swift and immediate action that we've been asking for since we started reporting on this.
Yes.
I'm not going to say because it's been going on.
It's forever. Officer, overseer. But this is what I look at the true essence of, and I got friends that work in the police force.
Absolutely.
That I work very close with, Shout out to my guy Mike. Shout out to one of my closest homegirls, Ophi. Very close to these people.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, I look at the job for what it is. We were soldiers.
Yeah.
Me and you, Markel.
Right.
We were actually sent to go kill people.
Right.
At the end of the day, hidden behind the guise of protecting America. So I look at a police job as the same thing.
That is what it is.
They are sent to go kill people, hidden behind the guise of protect and serve. So, I honestly, we could have the whole conversation about good cops versus bad cops. We could have that whole conversation, and that could go on for days and weeks and months. And it has apparently gone on for years and decades and centuries.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
What has been one constant that you cannot deny that cops have done? Kill people.
They have absolutely killed people.
So we can question the structure and the system all we want, but the structure and the system is not going to change. Now we have to look at the people that we have where we
in the
positions where we've asked, this is where I'm at with it, where we have asked of us to go into this system, to be at the table, to help change the structure that's not going to change. So the structure and the system won't change, but at least we could find a small pocket where we got some people here that will help bring some form of balance. Not even balance, but some form of change.
Yeah.
Okay, at least I know this brother ain't gonna kill me. False.
That you can't even go with that narrative anymore, because now look at them. It's 5 black police officers, man. It's 5 of us.
Us, like I said, and I've been saying this. I'm trying to get people to understand what I'm saying here. That look like your brother. That look like your closest friend. That look like your homeboy. That look like the same.
That's Ray now.
That's Ray now. They don't look like any person that you are not close to.
Correct.
Your closest cousin. Goddamn, that nigga, they're crazy.
Who you would imagine would kind of, you already got the flutters getting pulled over by the police, but you would hope that when you see the black cops, after everything
you
that
be
has
like,
happened,
hold up. You be like, oh, wait. But wait, there's more.
But he wearing motherfucking blue. And at the end of the day, that's where we are.
Right. So once again, the phone lines are open, 678-501-5177. Please call in. We want some more comments.
I really wish there was law enforcement people out there. I want you to call in because I want to know. I say this. Call in and explain to me why you think it went this far. Now, I know you're going to be sitting from a position of, I ain't do that shit, so I ain't worried about it. But call in. Tell me something. Especially if you're a black police officer.
What do you say your shit is? Teach Mark L something?
Teach Mark L something. Because you can't explain it. Listen, dude, I'm going to tell you right now. The fact that they're law enforcement officers, if you'd have seen 5 dudes beating up on this little guy, like the average citizen, I'm going to say, maybe 45 to 50% of the time, the average citizen is going to try to step in and go, hey, man, that's a little bit.
No. We are in a new era where people just sit there and record. They yell stop,
but they don't actually get involved in it.
Ain't nobody. George Floyd would be alive today.
He should be.
He should be alive today.
Because that's ridiculous.
Because everybody sat there
and watched and recorded.
They yelled stop, but look, man, what happens if I come help Mark L?
Am I gonna go to jail? Am I going to get killed? Am I going to get beat up?
Oh, they got it set up perfectly how they want it. We have turned into a very poor, weak society. If we were in the 60s or the 70s in the Black Panther era, you think that would have went down like that?
I don't know.
And they were in Harlem?
Oh, no, I don't think so.
See what I'm saying?
Well, there wouldn't have been no black cops either. Maybe very few.
Touche.
Very few.
Touche.
Very few.
What I'm saying, I'm trying to use.
But I get your point. Yeah. I get your point. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying, and trust, I'm not advocating for vigilantism. Again, let me just go ahead and pull it in just to say, because we've talked about this before. I ain't here for no goddamn criminal. I'm not here for no fucking criminal.
Oh, no, we don't like them.
We don't like them motherfuckers. Just like y'all don't like them motherfuckers. Don't matter what color you are, you're a fucking criminal, you're a fucking criminal.
Yep.
Because you stand to cause my life grief.
Yeah.
Because that is the side you chose. Okay? Yeah. You chose to be a criminal. That's your fault. I understand that. No problem. Let's get that off the table.
Congratulations.
Congratulations on that.
You played yourself.
You played your whole self. That's fine. What I'm saying is, where is the humanity and the fairness of this thing? Meaning,
how did they get charged so fast? Meanwhile, we had Chauvin and all these other officers. Hold up. They were only put on administrative leave.
Right.
Paid administrative leave.
Yes.
And then either or reassigned to another location to be the same asshole cop.
Reassigned to a desk.
To a desk, or just transferred to another precinct.
Right.
To be the same asshole cop doing the same asshole duties.
But these five brothers
got
the fucking example. Right. Is what they're about to be. They're about to be the fucking example to say, see people, see what we're doing. You see what we're doing? We're doing decisive action. What better way to display that than to take these five cops and really ride their ass? Now, not saying they don't design, not saying that it ain't warranted.
But people, look how fast they plastered their faces all over the news.
Oh man,
look how fast
released their names. Let me see when they say they released the names.
That's faster than you snap your fingers.
7th, and relieved of duty on the 15th, and then they released the names.
With the pictures.
On the 18th, they
with
released
the
the
pictures.
names.
All of them. They got them boys. So now
and they blew.
And
they blew.
Now, in this era of social media, they can't even go nowhere else because now we've crucified some black people. Deservingly
so. Again, I don't like no motherfucking criminal. Y'all murdered that man. I don't give a fuck what color you are.
Once again, where's this same energy when it's Derek Chauvin? Where's this same energy?
That's all I'm saying.
What's the judge hugged the chick when she got
the Bottom Jean case. When the officer walked into that man's apartment and shot him in his own apartment because she mistakenly thought it was her place and there was somebody sitting in there chilling on the couch smoking a joint.
Oh man,
in your career.
It's Drunk. Drunk has made it to the stream.
Their faces was on the news as soon as it happened. Right on, Drunk. Drunk, can you tell me something? Because Drunk is all right. Look, Drunk,
he's our person.
We're gonna send you an award or something. We're gonna buy you some Black and Miles and a 40 or something, Drunk, because you be on it. Drunk, can you real quick look up and tell me how long it took them to charge Derek Chauvin? I just want to know. Because what I'm saying is, if you can't see it, and I mean, I know you can. I'm not going to assume that everybody is completely obtuse to this. They treat us differently than they treat them. Period. But now what do? Here we are. We got these 5 black police officers. Treating this black man like what? An animal. Like an animal that needs to be put down. This is a young man who has cameras in the car. The man was just taking pictures according to what the stories say. And the scuttlebutt. 80 yards from his house, he gets beat to the point where he's in critical condition and dies 3 days later by 5 black cops. But, okay, that's a crime. But at the same time, I'm trying to understand the other ones weren't crimes. Derek Chauvin kneeling on George Floyd's neck, that wasn't a fucking crime enough to make him immediately be fired. I mean, they fired these motherfuckers.
Right.
They didn't put him on administrative leave for a month.
They didn't even
investigate. They investigated, saw the video and and decided within 5 days, not only are you fucking fired, you're going to fucking jail. You're being charged with a crime. 5 days. 5 days. Where was this shit?
Okay, so listen, Drunk. Y'all know it's their system. We just live in it.
True.
I know you just joining the stream, my brother. I just said that this is the system. It's been this way for centuries, and that's how it's created to be that. I was actually saying, Drunk, that hopefully because we've been asking for us to get into this system to help, not necessarily change it. It's not going to change, but to kind of have a certain shift. Whenever a situation comes up, now I have somebody who looks just like me, who's from where I'm from, who maybe, hopefully, would understand or handle this situation differently. Because when he looks at me, whoa, Mr. White Officer, sir, let's handle this like this. Oh, you still going to jail, little motherfucker.
However,
I might even just still rub you up a little bit because you might need to be
tuned up, shook up a little bit. And we don't condone that, but I hear you. You right. But you gonna live to stand trial.
You're gonna live to stand trial. That's all I'm saying.
You're gonna live to be judged by your peers.
Yes. Something that was discussed on the community event with the mayor, Khalid and Young Dro.
Yeah.
But we're gonna circle around to that. But this is where we are. This is where we at with it.
And we pushing this, but so we want to get the black folk in there. Bro, it's like I'm gonna use this, and I'm only gonna say it once. And Lord, it's gonna be recorded.
Here we go. March 25th, 2020. George Floyd was murdered.
Okay. March 25th. Right.
And then April 20th. April 20th. So it took a month.
At least a month.
But he wasn't fired, was he?
No, I don't think he was fired.
He was just charged.
He was charged with it at the point, at that time. Now, this swift and decisive action part is the part that's problematic.
March 8th, 2021, a year later, he was
Right.
put on trial.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Drunk. I appreciate that.
Drunk is our guy in the streets.
Thank you, Drunk. Appreciate that. Because what I couldn't understand is all of a sudden this rush to make this example to show you, see what we're doing, people. There's no reason to riot, people. We're really on top of this. So are you saying that you just figured it out? It took this long to pull it together to decide, hey, you know, the thing that we defend against, the thing that we swear to protect against, like murder, is probably wrong. It's probably something that someone should go to jail for. Is that what we're saying? Somebody should be arrested for this. Murder?
Possibly.
Really? Murder?
I think.
You're just not figuring this out?
I think. Shout out to Willette.
They may not hesitate on this case, but they are going to hurry up and processing this case to get us out the way. Interesting.
Bar heavy sister.
Yeah, that's bars. That's bars.
Yeah.
I'm flabbergasted behind this, bro. This one right here. This hurts on so many sides. It's painful on so many sides. And there's not much I can do to alleviate that pain.
So we have we've already gathered that there's no resolution, there's no end to this one.
Yeah.
This is a systematic structure.
Right.
That has always been in place, people.
And that should prove to you that we're not talking about it. And even though a racial component, here's what you can't do. You can't take race out of it. There's no way to take it out. However, what you're seeing is this is more of a systematic issue than it is a racial issue.
Right.
Go ahead, brother. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. You're going where I'm going, so you can go ahead. Take over the wheel.
But I mean, that's what we're seeing here. So what's going on with with this police training that makes you lose your fucking humanity? That's the part I'm trying to figure out.
I saw what you did there.
Because if you're bro, you went to boot camp.
Yes.
You train to kill.
So you're talking about it's about training?
Is it?
Well, let's talk about training. What is Cop City?
Oh man. So that segue right there come in with like an elbow, but like an elbow drop, like the people's elbow.
You already know.
It's like the people's elbow.
Yeah.
So just kind of piggybacking on this whole thing when we talk about training, because that was excellent. That was a brilliant segue.
Outstanding segue.
There was a riot in Atlanta. What was it? A couple Saturday nights ago? Saturday night?
Yeah, last week. Yeah.
Last Saturday night.
Downtown Atlanta. About Cop City. Now, let me just give y'all a little quick rundown of this, and I'm going to just give you the quick and dirty on it, because I know we running a little over. It was a little emotional, a little heavy. Yeah, we running heavy. We got to dial it back a little bit. Once again, the call lines is open too, people.
Hey, call in.
We love the comments. We want the calls. We want the calls. If you don't want to talk, send the link to somebody who does like running their mouth.
Aha.
We ain't got no time. If you don't want it, well, I just want
You know somebody that's talking. You know somebody that want to talk.
I just
about
enjoy
it.
hearing you guys talk.
There you
know
go.
what you're saying. Send that to somebody. You know somebody who want to run their mouth because you be on the phone with them for like 30, 40 minutes.
Absolutely.
T.R. Tyrone Roberts.
Uh-oh, watch out now. All right, so check it out. So there was some riots. There was a riot in downtown Atlanta. We're going to call it a riot because, I'm good with that. I'm good with calling it a riot. Apparently, the city of Atlanta is trying to open something called Cop City. And what is Cop City? Cop City, in the quick and dirty sense of the word, is them setting up what looks like a city block, what looks like a neighborhood for cops to go into to train on how to, make entry.
Kill people.
Into these.
Kill people.
Kill people. To make entry into these
let's
properties.
just say what it is, kill people.
Why was there a protest? Because one, not necessarily about the police violence, but why would you build a city when you got a city full of homeless who don't have homes? You gonna build a city just for training?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. War makes money. Homeless don't.
This is true. However,
this is America.
This is America.
That's the American way. Kill.
Homeless people.
Kill. Cold blue steel. Drill sergeant is what I was taught in basic training.
This is correct. Right on. I understand. However, you got these people out here who are homeless. They were living in the area that they're trying to build the Cop City. I sent you a little link about it, and it's talking about what is Cop City and how did that come to be. Why did this turn into national demonstrations?
Well, let me go ahead and go. Because, I want to go ahead before I lead into this article. I got a call early. I think it might have been Monday morning.
Was it 2 in the morning?
No, that wasn't that early. I was on the way to work. Getting ready to go to work. And I just saw the news because people knew that I used to work at one of the buildings that were damaged, the 191 building.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
So, some old co-workers that
I thought you might have still been there. Yeah.
Gotcha. No, I'm not there, but I kind of saw it on the news today too. But yeah, so there is in the 191 building, which is in downtown Atlanta.
Okay.
There is a police precinct office within that building.
Okay.
And I'm actually looking on the news myself when I'm waking up in the morning I said, yo, I said to my work there. I said, that's the 191 building. So, because that was one of my old locations that I used to work at. So,
okay.
But going into this, what is Cop City? How opposition to Atlanta Police Center prompted national demonstrations. Officials plan to build an 85-acre, $90 million training facility throughout an Atlanta forest, despite fierce public opposition. Now, Georgia State Patrol troopers guard construction. What began as a peaceful protest and a vigil in Atlanta honoring the slain activists ended in property damage and several arrests Saturday. The chaotic night came after nearly 2 years of organizers and activists imploring city leaders, raising awareness to protest the city's plans to build a sprawling police training center in a forest near Atlanta. We've tried everything. We went through city council. We've taken the legislative routes. We've done tons of advocacy. We've sent letters, and we've been responding with is force, said Matthew Johnson, a supporter of Defend the Atlanta Forest. One of its movements opposing plans for the new Atlanta Police Safety Training Center is this wasn't just people breaking shit to be breaking shit. I love that. This was people who have run out of options. Keisha Lance Bottoms, who was mayor of Atlanta from 2018 to 2022, and is now in Biden's administrative, once again, I know what the hell I'm for.
I know why I'm
has defended the project, saying in September 2021 that the forest land was only viable location for such a facility. Markel.
Look. Okay, so it was a viable location for such a what?
A location.
A location. It was viable for such a facility. So they're gonna build a facility, and it looks like urban housing, and you got homeless people. And nobody thought, hey, look, we could probably build stuff to put the homeless people. If we're gonna tear the forest down, and you already know, people are hollering and complaining about green space and have been for many years, and save the trees and all that wonderful stuff. And again, I have nothing against any of that. But if you can come up with a way that is sustainable to helping human life, then it's something that you can kind of go, okay, we can tear the trees down for that. But you're going to tear the trees down to build a $90 million training facility with all these homeless people.
This motherfucker just dropped a bar.
How?
Drunk. Cop City. Ain't for what's happening now, it's for what's coming.
It is for what's coming. And that's the part that's equally eerie about it. So you train them to do house-to-house fighting, which, funny enough, we learned that in the military.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep.
Okay.
I remember being in Virginia, and they had the land that we operated on, that we trained on, and it was abandoned-looking houses.
Yeah.
And we actually trained in, procedures.
Yeah, how to make entry and how to get out.
Yep.
Absolutely how to get out. Right.
So when you gave me this article, when you sent this information to me, it definitely made sense to me.
It brings it.
This is what's going on, because it took me back to that moment when we went to Virginia and we trained, and I was like, so they got all this land that they built we was taught to rappel down the side of buildings,
right,
50-story buildings.
Right.
We was trained on all these military tactics, but it's for police though.
Police.
Didn't I just say that the military was direct
a direct pipeline
to police enforcement? Come on, man.
Yeah, man. And that's the part that's crazy. And they're fighting against the fact that, one, you're tearing down the forest. That's already bad. Two, you got the problem of the fact that we got homelessness, and you gonna build these houses just to what? Use them as toys? Right. That's basically what you're saying. So we got this human-sized Lego kit that we gonna play with, and we gonna use it to do this. But yet you got all these people. Hey, do you know how cold it motherfucking was last night? Yes. You know how cold it was last night? You telling me you can't even come up with a facility big enough to try to house the homeless population? Really? That's what we doing, and that's what the protest was about.
Now, so if anybody saw anything on the news, there was a first part of what happened, like, and this is before I really knew the whole complete story, where there was a shooting, a officer involved shooting, where they say that one of the people shot at the police first, and then the cop killed them.
Right. And that was what they were. That's what the protest was about.
And that was what sparked the protests. The person that was interviewed, and I don't have this information, I'm just shooting off the top of the dome from what I saw on the news. Yeah. Of course, they were saying, the officer said that, this guy shot at us, and
we shot back and killed him.
Yeah, and the reports from the guys are, no, that's not what happened.
Right.
There was a confrontation.
Yeah. But it wasn't gunshots.
No, weapons were drawn. But they're saying the weapons were drawn went by way of police first, which is police do react with guns first or drawing weapons first. Possibly happened that way. And the guy reacted with weaponry as well.
Right.
And so in defense, but they're saying, the police saying that they were the ones in defense. Weren't there. Who knows? Can't say.
I'm just saying, when you think about that, what are they training for? To kill people. If they doing what these 5 officers did in this previous case.
Right. China been doing this for years. They call them ghost cities, where the army and cops train to control the population.
Okay. Right on, Drunk. Thank you for that. And that's the only thing that's the explanation, but it's not saying anything to the point of what these people are protesting about. That's the thing I don't understand, man. We do these protests in the hopes that people listen and people find out. Don't you think they try to send people out there to find out? Why wouldn't you find out what the problem is?
Do you think protests work? In the sense of how we're protesting, I mean, going out in these cities and marching and yelling and with signs.
I think protests are good for drawing attention to something, but it's always going to be the legwork underneath it that's going to make it. There's that word, leg. The legwork underneath it is what's going to make it work. But the protest is just to draw attention to try to gain support, which I understand the point of the protest, right? I understand the point of a protest, and I definitely understand when the mentality turns to a riot when there is pushback against that protest. I understand that too. I just don't understand. Again, it goes back to the humanity question. I mean, $90 million, bro.
Right.
And you complain about the homeless population and how it looks like a blight on the city.
And we do know that homelessness is a issue to be dealt with all across America.
Absolutely.
All across the world, actually.
Right.
But we're just speaking from what we see here in Atlanta.
Yeah, man.
And here in Atlanta, in downtown Atlanta, it is very extremely ugly.
Yeah.
Extreme. We've done events where we fed the homeless. We've done events where we went out and we've clothed the homeless. We've gotten hygiene from the products for the homeless, and we did that on a constant thing at one point before recent years before COVID, right? And when you're dealt firsthand watching help not being given, you're watching a city that's full of money. They claim they broke, but
right. Oh, the taxpayers are part of that payment too. Just letting you know.
Thank you. But you see, don't care, right in front of your eyes.
Absolutely, thrust in your face.
Thrust in your face, and
we don't care that you're homeless. We're gonna build a city because we need to train. We need police training.
Well, before I'm getting to that, I'm just saying in the moment before we get here, I'm saying when they're starting to shut down the few homeless shelters that we have here in the city. When we're talking about years ago when they wanted to put money into, remember they was vouching to try to get the NASCAR museum here?
Yes.
And it was going to be like a $80 million or $80-something project. And I'm like, damn, this was in like 2014, somewhere around there. But homelessness, how do you have money for a NASCAR museum?
Right.
You know. But we got homelessness.
Yeah.
When COVID hit,
that was when it was at its height.
I'm looking at how cold it was in these streets. And I'm looking like these people are getting sick.
Right. And you don't give a damn.
And so we're really in reality, in real time, see, I don't care in real time.
That's a lot, man. That's a lot. All I'm saying is I know they definitely they got down with that quote unquote riot. They did some property damage, blew up a couple police cars. I definitely saw that on the news. And I just wanted to try to bring attention to what they are fighting against and the sheer stupidity of the fact that you would build something where people are not actually allowed to use it. You're going to build these homes and folks can't use it. What are you going to do with it? It's a training facility. So it's just standing there. You just took all this land over and you built on top of it just to have a training facility.
Right.
Priority issue.
So how do we address that?
I mean,
past riots.
I mean,
how do we address a true concern and a true resolution? Because we're talking about it, but what's the fix?
Hey, man, the thing about trying to fix it is I definitely see where the protests are getting the attention. The death of the protester or the activists also is getting attention to it. The fact that this is starting to come to the forefront, I think we're going to wait and see what it looks like in the coming months. I think the fix is going to definitely be people trying to show them this is dumb. This is ridiculous. Why would you do this?
I got a problem with Cop City, though.
I have a whole problem with it as well.
I got a problem with Cop City.
I have a whole problem.
I got a problem with Cop City when we have people city, human city,
right,
not taking care of the humans that's before cops in the city.
It ain't lost on me that they building it out on where an old plantation was either,
man,
boss.
I don't even want to talk about what I would like to be done. I'm hoping the homeless people start to sleep at Cop City. No, I don't, because they're gonna kill the pump.
Hopefully not. But you used to be able to back in the day say that's ridiculous. They wouldn't, but as we can see, we've seen a lot of ridiculous even in the last 24 hours.
Right.
So that's one thing, man. All right, man. We're going to move on past that, Cop City, and hopefully, you know what? We might need to talk to our boy about that and see what he can get us on information, man.
Hey, we're going to talk to our boy about that.
Absolutely, man. Another outstanding member of the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. The outstanding Mayor Khalid. He had a brunch last Saturday. I'm going to tell you, man, that bacon was phenomenal.
Let me pull up that little clip. Keep on talking.
Yeah, man. The bacon was phenomenal. The amount of people there was phenomenal. There were some hard-hitting questions. We had a couple of stop-ins. We had Councilman Khadijah pop by.
I love Councilman Khadijah,
man.
She's so cool.
She is shoot from the hip, tell it straight like it is.
Look.
She's real cool. We love it. Shout out to Councilman Khadijah. We might have to get her on the show to chat with her.
I'm trying to
Definitely. We tried to catch her that day, but everybody was running and we had to do some things and we had to put the gold standard out there. We'll just leave that for another time. We'll tell y'all how that went. But, yeah, man, it was a good thing, man, to have the community come out and kind of meet directly with the mayor. It's good to see that your elected officials have the skin to be able to come out and actually kick it amongst the people, you know, after being elected. Usually they out there, shaking babies and kissing mamas and kissing hands. And
shaking babies and kissing hands.
Shaking babies and kissing
That's
hands
gonna be my
right
platform,
before and trying to get elected. But once they get elected, they kind of get wrapped up in the bureaucracy and the red tape. But I'm the mayor now, or I'm the elected official now. I'm going to do this. But it's good to see that he came out and got with the community at this brunch, man. It was great. And the mimosas was flowing up in that
man, I had a hard time getting a mimosa. I know that part.
Yes, I'm a grown man who just said, yes, the mimosas were flowing up in there.
Look here, let me circle back to, okay, so I was invited to the event.
Right.
We were invited.
That's the part. And this is why we the gold standard. That's why Mr.
We the gold standard, right?
Mr. Everything showed up that day again, y'all.
Hey, so Khalid walks up to me. Are you clergy? Because I was, dressed up like
he was dressed. The man was dressed up sharp as a tack that day.
Kind of like, I was a tacky tack, but a tack nonetheless.
Sharp as a tack.
So I said, well, no, I'm not clergy. No, I mean, come on. I said, come on now. You know me. Like, well, you dressed like you, because he needed somebody to bless the food.
Absolutely.
Then he comes up afterwards. They get to talk and say, do you have a microphone? No, he says, why y'all ain't streaming?
Ain't y'all streaming today?
Why y'all ain't streaming?
However.
However, then he says, hey, we need microphones. Do you have any microphones?
As a matter of fact.
I said, no. Wasn't it as a matter of fact? I was like, well, no. Give me about 15 minutes, though. I called Teron out like, Teron, I think, man, you're trying to test us, bro.
Yeah, man.
He tried to test our little moxie there.
It was ready.
So I'm trying to pull, boy, I tell you, the internet signal. Right when the good shit happened, when the streaming started.
Shout out to the upper room.
Yeah, shout out to the upper room. We see you out there.
We see y'all.
Yeah.
We still recognize y'all.
Yeah, we see what's going on with you. Well, let's go to Teron's comment real fast. He never confirmed or denied he was a member. Oh, no. Well, yeah, that's the political thing. You know what I'm saying? He got to watch what we're doing first. Yeah,
absolutely.
But he said that he was going to join us every second Saturday of the month. So that officially makes him a member. I don't care what he talking about. I don't care what he said. I said, oh, you're a member. Yeah. So we don't want to speak for the mayor, Mark.
No, we don't want to speak for the mayor at all. We don't want to speak for him. But I was just trying to go ahead and let y'all know what the demo was.
He gonna get this work. Hey,
we're gonna let him speak for itself when he come in. That's what I'm saying.
But hey, he was here.
He was here. That was the man.
So let me add this to the stream real quick. And we are
here at the mayor's brunch. here at Sandtown Pub, and I am here
This is
with
all good
the
right
man
here. This is at the
behind the
Sandtown
Male
Pub,
Review
by the way,
podcast.
y'all.
Darling
Over
Yale,
here
you
in
already know
wonderful,
what it is. The
wonderful
man that
city of South
supports the
Fulton.
community. I'm honored to be here with Mayor Khalid at this
That's what
event.
we did,
We're going to talk
introduction
about
to the
everything
event.
that
Shout
needs
out
to
to
happen
Mayor
in South
Khalid,
Fulton.
man.
what
I
we got
appreciate
coming
that,
up.
man.
We're
Just
gonna
like you
address
said, Mark,
concerns of
just a
the
guy who
community,
is
the
willing to
concerns of the
actually
people.
do the
Y'all
work
need to tune
and
into
don't run
everything
from
that this
the
man has
topics or
going
the,
on.
or
Once
the
again,
concerns
the
or the
people's
issues.
mayor
He actually addresses
and the Mail Review. You already know what it is. The model of the business.
It goes a long way
Follow
with
us at
people,
Khalid Cares
your
USA
constituency.
and Male Review Podcast. What is it, Male Review?
Male Review. On YouTube, Twitch, we are streaming on over 25 platforms. You want to hear conversation from a man's perspective, this is where you're going to catch it at.
That's the Reverend Yale there.
I was kind of clean, I guess.
Casket
Real Talk
Shaw.
coming soon. South Fulton. Forever.
What it means to be black on purpose. I gotta make the most of this. I took a stand on the oath for this. They gotta vote for this. I ain't playing, ain't no poker chips. I'm in my lane and the road is lit. You keep the fame, I got homes to fix. Remember when I had nothing to give? Remember I was sleeping under that bridge. They never felt that pain. They never felt that pain. So I'ma make sure they know my name.
4 decades ago, when my family, even when we moved out to Old National Highway, Old National looked a lot like Cedar Grove looks now. It was a 2-lane road. When we first moved out, we couldn't get cable. There was, if people remember, after the Kroger at Gabi became a 2-lane road, then after that A&P at Flat Shoals, it just became very rural. And a lot of people who had moved out here to get away from urbanism, who wanted to get away from cities and city taxes and all those things, they didn't want lights, they didn't want sidewalks. We still see that right now, right? The farms at the end of Hall Road, they don't want lights. They don't want that section of their road paved, right? And so as we become a city, and as we become more densely populated, we have to start having some negotiations where people who were out here for a long time and things looked a certain way, as more and more people come out, it's just not safe to continue in that way. The second challenge that I have seen in our public works is that the bar to get a speed bump or a stop sign or sidewalks has been very high. I believe, right, this
Fast forward a little bit.
have this very high bar, and it was originally set because when we put in sidewalks or speed bumps or
So he was addressing the concerns, community concerns. It's dark at certain roads in Atlanta.
I believe that you all are
better lighting. We have areas in these streets where, and if you are in Atlanta, you understand how horrible the streets are.
How many invoices?
As far
What
as
are the
definitely
dates of those
to
invoices?
anybody that's a pedestrian.
Let's make it crystal. You're doing business in this neighborhood. We've elected you, and we just want respect. Thank you.
So now we're gonna get into it. We're talking. If you were charged that fee and you still have your trash can, that fee should be refunded to you. If your service was canceled, you should be able to get your service restored. If you're having an issue with that, please see me or Yusuf. Come by the mayor's office, give us a call. We'll get with the assistant city manager, and we'll get with GFL to try and get that service restored.
All right,
What
doing
happens
good
to
work out
a
here.
veteran or senior citizen whose home is paid for? They become ill, they may get dementia, they may not pay their bill, and they lose their homes. That's very troublesome to me. And I really am hoping that you all look at this, because I think it would be terrible to have senior citizens put out of their homes because of a trash bill.
So yeah, man, he addressed all that, man.
Building 500
once again, that happened last Saturday.
Yep, same day that the riot actually occurred.
Yeah, so
earlier that day, absolutely.
So yeah, man. Once again, shout out to Mayor Khalid on that end. And we're following right into what we just did this week on Thursday, the event with Young Dro.
All right. We
which
got
was
to kick it with him again.
Man, look, he called me out. You know, me and Tyrone had a conversation with him. Me and TR had a conversation with him.
Mm-hmm.
And then they wanted to address the violence of the youth. It was a put down the guns community rally. It was, the goal was to find out what part has hip hop in our current culture played in what's going on with the youth on the violent level. You know?
Wow, okay.
So
it was a panel, right? How many?
Yes.
Who I was on?
Man,
the panel,
look here, boy. The panel was consist of so many great people, and I can't name everybody, but I know our guy Travis Barber was there, a member of the leg,
another member,
a true member of the leg. Yeah, he saw
one more question.
One more question. Travis Barber. There's a producer. His name is Rick Ross, not the rapper Rick Ross, but there's a producer named Rick Ross who is very famous in Atlanta, who has worked with some of the biggest names. There was a group of people on the panel, which is the 40 under 40. It was a group of men on the platform that were under 40 and millionaires and how they made that level. We also had Greg Street was there. He was on the panel.
All right.
You know, and we provided a lot of video assistance there. I was out there with my boy Wayne. See, Mark L couldn't make it. Mark, what's up?
Hey, man, look here. We didn't know the event was going as long as it was.
We did not.
But I would have absolutely been there, and I'm going to be at the next event that we have. Oh, boy, we're going to talk about that one. Listen here. Wait, I'm so excited about that one, dog. I'm going to be at the next event. Don't even sweat it. Anyway, so you said there was a good panel. Tell me a little bit about the discussion. So you talked about hip hop, and that was definitely Young Dro's part, right?
Yes, of course.
So and those of y'all who know Young Dro, the Soldier Lean, he was down with the T.I. camp for a minute, down with Hustle,
Grand Hustle
was down with Grand Hustle, like the man real good. Can you tell me some of the takeaways that you got from it, that you saw?
The takeaway that, and it is on YouTube for those who want to see the event, go to Mayor Khalid's actual YouTube page, is I love the fact that they addressed parents and the failures of parents. There were, and Lightworker Wayne was there as well. Shout out to Motivational Shit Podcast. Came with Huey G, and also Super Healer came out.
Okay.
One of the teachers on the panel, and I can't remember her name, was saying that y'all are sending these children to the schools for us to try to govern them and teach them, only for them to say is, my mama told me I didn't have to listen to that. My mama told me I didn't have to do that. So you're not actually being the parent to the child, then sending the child to school to not actually do their part to learn and listen. Then when they act out of way, you want to blame the actual school system and the structure. Let's take it back to the problems that we got going on in the household.
Right.
All right. Because all this stuff starts in the household. Y'all not watching your kids' social media page. Y'all not watching you're not paying attention to what they got going on in their phones. Dro said, hey, don't let my music fool you. It is what it is, but I don't let my kids listen to my music while as much as I can control what goes on in my household. Now, what happens outside the household is out of his control.
You can do with it, right?
But he even said it. You got these parents playing certain songs with their kids.
Right.
Present, killing, dope dealing, and all this drug dealing and everything with their kids. Dro did an outstanding job, man.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but I'm gonna pull up some more footage.
Okay.
I wish you was there, man. But
man, I wish I was there too, man. I hate that I missed it because that definitely sounds like a rousing discussion. Because for years, we've heard it. We've heard the narrative over and over again about how hip hop affects, the minds and the community and the people that listen to it and all the different things, and that's pretty good for Dro to acknowledge that. But again, like you said, once it's out there, it's out there. There's nothing you can really do with it outside the house. But I say teach them some common sense. Hey, this is a song. This is probably some glorified nonsense. The
Right.
beat's catchy. You like to rap along, but let's keep it 100. If you want to live a good life, you need to reach out there and do X, Y, and Z.
Right.
So that's the big argument, of course, and I absolutely understand that. But it does. I can't help but believe it does take an effect or a toll on some of these generations, and I can't deny that it didn't take some effect on ours. You know, I heard back from the day when I heard hip hop and it started to tie into fashion. I had the leather medallion around my neck. I had the kufi. You know, I had Flavor Flav watches in 3 colors: white, red, and black. You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
The rope clock. I was rocking the clocks. Matter of fact, rock the clock so hard. And my boys, if y'all listen to this stream and went to high school with me, they know it to be true. They wrote an actual rule in the rule book that you could not wear clocks on the outside of your clothing, based on me coming to school rocking that clock, bro. That was real. And I had them in all colors. So whatever.
Did you tell them you know what time it is?
Hey, do you know what time it is? They knew, all of them. They just
Once
looked at
again,
my chest.
Wayne having a conversation with our brother Travis Barber.
Okay, right on.
You know, just working together. And this is what it was about right here. I love seeing this moment where they have their own movement going, right? And they're connecting with each other.
Yeah.
For some more work together.
Okay.
You know. But this is where we're leading into what we got going on, man. Our first annual 2022 leg conference, man.
The leg conference.
Man, what do you think about the idea, man?
I think it sounds phenomenal. We should have the leg conference. I think we should all get together. The gentlemen should get together and talk about different things about the community, about what we can do to move forward, about how we can be a more positive influence, especially on the youth, man. They coming up behind us. They supposed to take care of us as we go on we go on up the path there a little bit, right?
Right.
So what we want to do is we want to leave this place in a better way. Excuse me, than we did when we found it.
All right, so the first annual, the 2023 leg conference, which will be on February the 25th.
February 25th, right now.
Black History Month, the last Saturday of the year.
Yep.
11 a.m. to 4 p.m. It is at 4329 Marietta Street, which is the Safe Place home, which is the event that we did the Toys for Tots event a couple of years ago.
Yep, absolutely.
Shout out to Miss Helen. She will be coming on the show the third weekend. Will you be here? I know you said you was going to be out one of these.
I might. I'll check to be sure.
Okay, so she will be in studio to talk about Safe Place and how they provide assistance to nonprofit organizations. You know what I'm saying? So I am super excited about this event right here.
Yep.
Because a lot of people who will be in attendance are people that I met at the Mayor and Drew conference, right?
Okay.
So we got some business owners, we got some therapists, we got some mentors, we got some speakers coming in, and I got a couple of cards of some people that's going to be attendance that I want to give a special thanks to right now. Let me hold up one second because I'm doing double duty here trying to control the damn
Mr. Everything.
Mr. Everything, baby. Y'all seeing it in real goddamn time. It is the name of it is Gotti in .org. What they do is they do training on drones, audio, visual, and photography. Okay.
All right.
So he was the first guy I sat down with because we both got there before everybody else. We got there before the Mayor and Draw. I know that, huh? Where y'all was at? I know that part.
The man's a busy man, sir.
I know, but hey. I'm sitting there waiting on him. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they're like, well, who the hell are you? I'm with the Mayor.
Are you?
What is the call-in number? The call-in number, hold on one second, light worker Wayne, because I want you to talk a little bit on your experience, Wayne. The number is 678-501-5177, brother.
678-501-5177.
All right, so also the Taekwondo, Tang So Do, cardio kickboxing. They will be in attendance because that's one of the things that we've taken that we lost in our community, man. Remember we used to do kickboxing. That was real, and karate and things like that in our community. Yep. We have lost that. So
Kung Fu.
Also as well, I want to give a shout out to YB Youth Building Urban League of Greater Atlanta. What they do is they teach free consulting and training and craftsmanship. So, and I love that because that's something that Devin, my son, said that he was always interested in building and creating. So they have free information on technology training, pain healthcare training, free construction training, incentives and job placement, leadership development. So I want to give a shout out to Youth Building Urban League of Greater Atlanta. Oh yeah, I got some connects that's gonna be in the building.
I see. Look at that,
I was
man.
out there working, man. Me and Wayne was out there working.
All right, then. We're gonna make this the first annual, so we're gonna go ahead and make sure we crank it up good.
And Mr. Monroe Johnson, who is also an audio visual guy, and we will bring him in for an interview we're trying to get him in next week. Okay. So he could talk about his history and how he built his business because he is a part of 2 of those organizations that I just spoke of. But I'm real excited about that, man. Wayne, I want you to go ahead and give us a call. Matter of fact, let me call. I ain't got time to wait on Wayne to call.
We're going to call Wayne direct.
I want to know the number, man. Shit, let's talk about it, Wayne.
Maybe he passing it to somebody else.
We're going to find out. So, yeah.
But, yeah, man. We looking forward to this conference, man. Let's see what we can do, man.
Light worker Wayne, how you doing, brother?
Hey, man, I'm doing good, brother. Man,
what's up, Weezy?
I was typing in the number. I'm like, hold up, man. I'm missing one digit.
It's all right. We got you, man. How you living, man? It's happy Saturday, brother.
I'm doing good, man. I'm just going on a nice little Saturday walk right now.
Okay.
The health guy. Oh yeah, I already told Super Healer how you was eating all the unhealthy food. Yeah, you need to be walking. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, man. I was definitely killing those brownies. I was.
So tell us about your experience at the event, Wayne.
Man, the event was good, man. I like the panel discussion. I like how they kept it real and had the youth, and the youth was able to volunteer and speak their truth, and both people, able to get a mindset to where the youth comes from, what I'm saying? Because that's how I approach my youth, just to get a better understanding of their world, what's going on, why they feel like it. Right. And I felt like it was honest conversations. I definitely agree with what the brother at the end, I forgot his name, the brother at the end with the hat, with what he was saying, about he do see a lot of youth, just rocking the pistol as a fashion statement.
Right, because hold on, let's slow down on that part, Wayne, because a lot of the kids saying, "Oh, I wear it for protection. We need to protect ourselves. Because if they got one, I got one." And brother called that shit out.
He did, and that was real, and I agree with him. It became like a sort of fat now. It's one point I did disagree. I disagreed with what one of the therapists that was on the panel said when they was talking about the music part. Mm-hmm. And I don't want you to quote me, but I believe but basically it sounded like the brother was trying to dismiss the part that music plays with it, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, I do get it because Dro was there and everything,
Right.
But, him being a therapist, I know he knows about priming.
Right.
And priming is real.
Right.
And the songs does infect how the kids is. I want to use this strong point. When that song, I forgot what song it was, when it was talking about, eating the groceries, which means eating the booty, right?
Yeah.
When that song came out, it normalized that behavior. A lot of brothers and even women was trying it more, or some of them might have been trying it, but it kind of came out more.
They did.
Right.
Yeah, and more people was doing it. Now, I highly detest that.
Do you?
And that's not sanitary.
Yeah.
So when you be talking shit, you don't mean it like that for real.
When he says motivational shit, he don't mean that
actual shit. I got you. Not actual excrement.
I definitely don't mean that. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I highly detest that because that body part is not made for that.
Okay.
But music played a big part of that. That became normalized.
I got you.
That became normalized. So we can't dismiss that music affects the psychology and affects how people act and respond to certain things. It do because it does.
I agree. So, it really does.
I mean, I felt like the brother, maybe he did not want to address that then, but music does play a big part. Music plays in this generation. Because of all the kids I service, I study them. They listen to like the same song back and back.
Yeah, they do.
A lot of them, they listen, so that's absorbing in their brain, and your mind absorbs everything. Interactions, the movie you watch, the songs you listen to, the conversations you're having with people. Your mind's absorbing everything. So, so that's one thing I disagreed with in regards to that. But other than that, though, all the other points was good. I like how the kids was able to talk, and I like how the sister said too. I believe her name was Sierra. Yeah, I like how Sierra was talking about. Well, why do you feel? Well, when did it? Not become safe? What caused you not to feel safe that you have to have a gun in the first place?
Right, that was a good question, but I think that's when the audience turned up a little bit, like. And I don't know where Sierra's from, but like this has been our background. This has been a struggle of ours from as long as we know where it's been violence in our neighborhoods. Now, if we want to talk about the exact moment of the change, that's the question. But my thing is, let's not be so ignorant that we don't know that violence in black neighborhoods is an issue.
Yeah.
I think these kids have grown up in it, whereas the past 15, 20 years this is their world. And because of also being taught to be cool and that this world is to be of and not be of.
Right.
That's the problem.
Be in it and not of it.
Yeah, be in it and not of it, or not even be in it or be of it, because we were taught, hey, this is where you're from, but you don't have to be this.
Right, got you.
They're not being taught you do not have to be this.
Right.
Because the parents are that, and they rep it. Let's be thugs. Let's be gangsters. Let's be hoes. Let's be proud to be hoes. Don't worry about how many bodies I have.
Right.
I think we should always worry about that. Hey, shout out to Young B the Truth. He said, bring back shame. We threw away shame, and now we're saying everybody could be whatever they want to be, and it's cool to be, and it's not a problem if it's not affecting you. Well, to be honest with you, all of it is affecting me, because my kids grow up watching all of this, and everybody is saying all of this is cool when it's not.
Yeah, that's like, you know what? I agree with you, Dyla, with that, because see, the era I grew up, it wasn't cool to be a crackhead. You know what I'm saying? That was highly shunned.
Now they rap about Mars and shit. We having all the pills. And people are going to disagree on the panel. That's why the conversation needs to happen. Correct. Yeah, so there was some questions to y'all. There were some, but it was a great conversation. Yeah. It never got disrespectful. Yeah. And I truly want to give a shout out to one more question, man. Travis Barber really said some powerful stuff on that panel.
Yeah, man.
And there were
Travis
also
dropping them jewels.
Yes. So yeah, man, we appreciate you, Wayne, for calling in, man. Thank you for calling in. Thank you for being there. Shout out to Huey G and Super Healer for showing up as well. We looked as a community and we addressed some things. And I want to give a shout out to Young Dro for actually showing a different side of Dro.
Yeah.
Because he did. That song he performed was very
running out of time, man. And dude,
sheesh. That was it.
Yeah. So, but that was a powerful song, and I suggest everybody go ahead and tap into that song right there.
Right on.
Right now. Well, not right now because we're still going live, but we still here. We still here, but so I'm gonna work on some works. Working with the mayor, he is working on a reality based series, and I'm honored. We're honored to be a part of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just to see a person of the community that's addressing some of the changes that we've been talking about today with the police violence, because it's all community based stuff, and it starts and it's affecting the youth.
Yeah,
who we have to fix right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right now.
Yes.
All right. So appreciate you, Wayne.
Yeah, thank you, Wayne. Thank you, man.
Appreciate y'all, man.
No problem.
Shout out to Tyrone. Shouts out to Markel. Shouts out to you, Dylan, man.
Shout
Right
out
on,
to you,
man.
brother.
Y'all check out the light work of Wayne, man. Check him out on the motivational shit, man. Another banger from Yale Radiocast.
So we got one last thing. We got some shit.
One last thing, y'all.
Man,
Just one last thing, man. We're gonna try to get out of here on a somewhat funny note.
Hey.
We can argue this point back and forth, man. And this is talking about recently the shit I see on the internet.
I didn't bear the drop.
You didn't drop the drop there, man. It's okay. We still seeing the shit on the internet. It happens. So this week, funny story popped up.
This week on the internet.
On the internet.
That's going to be the new drop.
This week on the internet. The fall cancellation of Aretha Franklin's Natural Woman by the LGBTQIA plus community. Oh, man, this is crazy. So for those of you who know Aretha Franklin's song about I feel like a natural woman, apparently, according to what they were saying, the LGBTQIA plus community took offense to it, the trans community specifically, because natural woman somehow flies in the face of, how they feel about what they feel inside, right? So
here we go.
This is what we got here.
Here we go. Go ahead.
What we found out is no trans people are actually trying to cancel Aretha Franklin. This is yet another internet stunt, y'all.
They're only trying to cancel real women. But go ahead. Continue, Mark.
But basically, scroll down a little bit. So what they discovered is this started kind of as a joke that kind of just caught fire and went out of hand, turned viral. If you were to believe charlatan and intentionally misleading news outlets, you'd be under the impression that icon singer Aretha Franklin, rest her soul, had become canceled by a dastardly mob of transgenders. Dastardly mob. What does that look like? A dastardly mob? Anyway, who won't rest until their woke regime is in charge? But here's the thing. Absolutely none of it is true. Franklin's legacy is not being dragged through the mud. So if y'all thought the trans community or that the rainbow community, as Dylan calls them, has tried to cancel them, the alphabet mob.
I called them Starburst crew.
Oh my goodness, the Starburst crew.
Starburst Coalition, guy.
Her legacy is not being dragged through the mud, and nobody is seriously saying that you make me feel like a natural woman is transphobic or any sort of hate.
Until an actual real woman actually says it.
Here's what happened, and it's a good object lesson in what to look out for with apparent stories like these. The account Transcultural Mindfulness Alliance, or TCMA, has been active on Twitter starting in January 2023 and almost immediately made explosive claims. With just 41 tweets, its first followers are none other than notorious alt-right figureheads. Funny that the tweet surrounding Franklin's a natural woman, according to TCMA, perpetuates harmful anti-trans stereotypes. Almost immediately, this tweet got amplified by far-right accounts and openly transforming figures. Joke's on y'all ass. They played with y'all's emotions. So basically, just to give it a diss, mysteriously following this tweet, the Daily Mail and the New York Post reported on TCMA, characterizing it as a large LGBTQ plus organization who actively seek to stop art from circulating. There are some obvious errors there, as TCMA is not a registered non-for-profit organization in Oslo, Norway, or apparently anywhere else. And there seems to be no proof that they exist outside of Twitter. Similarly, every single search result for TCMA points back to articles covering this non-story. Again, funny how that's worked out. The account had only been active for 3 days prior to its outlandish tweets, and has no proper contact details nor a press room, suggesting some not particularly skillful, facetious nonsense by the always hilarious right-wing troll community. The consequences, however, are disquieting, as reporting on this nothing burger as anything other than intentionally misleading people. Frankly, it is irresponsible for major outlets with huge reach to cover this without any skepticism or research. Within 5 minutes, it became clear we got this covered. It's a sham account, and this story has been almost perfectly designed just to incite outrage within conservative media circles.
I got what.
So it's a joke.
I think they're trying to do.
They was just trolling, bro. They were being petty. I think you know something about that. What you got to say about that, though?
It's almost like when you call a woman out her name and you say I was just playing.
I did. Okay, got you. Okay, so so you think they were joking, but were they really? So it's like, you know how you playing, but you serious. But you be playing, you was serious. But you was playing.
Yeah, because when you address this for real and a woman says, I'm actually a woman, they get offended. I'm not touching. No, let's touch that.
No,
let's
you want to touch it now.
Just touch it.
Oh, now you want to, y'all heard that. He want to touch it. Go ahead, touch it.
I'm touching. Touch.
On what? On what?
Touching the table.
Oh. He's touching the wood. I couldn't resist. Anyway, no, you had a point. So here's the thing.
So it's funny, but it's not funny because now they want to backtrack and say, well, this is a joke. But aside from this joke, let's talk about when y'all actually really get mad at real women for real for saying that I'm a natural woman.
And are there really trans women that would be offended by this song?
Yes. Not the song, but the reality of them not actually being that natural woman. And natural women actually saying and natural women being proud to be natural women.
Well, they call them. What do they call those? TERFs. I think they call them TERFs. They got an acronym. You know, it's an acronym.
I don't know none.
Trans exclusionary.
I don't know nothing about the trans, but I know they're transformers in disguise.
Sir.
Phoenix 730. I'm sick of them. That's a natural woman.
Sick of them.
Okay. Okay.
I would say, are you sure? But that we all know that is absolutely true. We know you know for sure. You made sure of that.
Yeah. I mean, that's what she said. That was her comment.
Stop it.
I'm reading everybody's comment.
Oh, wait. See, TR, you're going to bring up a topic for another show, for another day.
We're going to circle around. We're going to circle around to that, TR. We already got that. See, okay, so for those who are unaware, we do have in our chat group, we throw stuff at the wall to see what we're going to discuss from week to week.
Yeah.
TR, you just said we in the fourth quarter, dude. Come on, man. Don't give us another topic. We trying to close it back here. We trying to dial it back, and he want to give us another topic.
Because we're going to be here for 2 more hours.
Yeah.
Because I swear I'm going to have to fight this dude up here. Lord have mercy. But no, we're going to circle back to it. But yeah, man, there's a lot of stuff happening in the world. There's a lot of stuff happening in news. We try to give y'all the stuff that we get that stands out the most, that definitely tops us up. Oh, yeah, it was Crayola Inc.
It was Crayola.
Good call, sis. Thank you for calling us. I'm back on now. It was Crayola Inc.
It was Crayola.
The Crayola Inc. The mob.
The mob.
The mob.
No, but I think they do actually get offended when you could say this is a joke.
Yeah.
But past the joke. Don't they get offended when real women say, I don't subscribe to y'all actually calling yourself women? So was it trolling when the trolls when you take it out of troll world and take it to the fact that no, you are not a natural woman?
Yes.
Okay.
They definitely.
So who's the joke really on? The people who are actually natural women and the ones who want to be in that box? The joke's really on them.
All I'm gonna say is that was an internet joke.
Yeah, it was an internet joke. It was.
And I know, but it could be. I mean, but they used to give out black sample cards.
I even heard you say there's truth in every joke.
There's truth in every joke.
So was it a joke?
I think it was a joke.
But there's truth in every joke.
I think
right?
they was trying to be funny.
So I
think it's like reading The Onion. You ever read The Onion?
No.
See, you need to read the onion.
I don't need to read onions.
You need no, sir.
I watch a nice onion.
Well, yeah, that. See, but if you read the onion, you'll laugh. But nothing like an onion.
But it
got to
be it got to be a natural onion.
Natural.
Oh.
So from the home of anti-Brazilian butt lifts, I, Mark L., as a part of the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen and one of the hosts of the Male Review, want to say, hey, listen, y'all. Thank y'all for joining us again on another Saturday.
We don't even got an outro yet.
We ain't got an outro. We don't need it, baby. I am the outro. This is what we doing. Hey, y'all. Thank y'all again for tuning in. We definitely, thanks to all of you that sat with us through some painful stuff when we talking about the death of Tyre Nichols, from us talking about Cop City, from us going out.
This is grown man business. The collar swag don't hit a witness. I pull up in a Bentley so quick.
And also Town Hall meeting with Young Dro. All the way down to the shit.
You know how we bless that cash. The grown man business. The grown man. I said the grown man. I said the grown man. This is how a grown man does business.
Fantastic. It's pulling together. There's some other things that we're going to add to that we got to deal with, but it's going to be a good thing. I can't wait to see the outcome. I can't wait for y'all to see the outcome. So once again, your boy Mark L. in the building. Darling,
hold on.
I was just going to ask if you had something to provide, brother. You got some parting shots that won't offend nobody? Or okay, thank you. I knew that wasn't going to happen.
I think you calling some shots here, man.
Hey, man, it's all good, man. All I'm going to say, man, I think for, my real final view and thought, man, on the day, man, man, love each other, brother. I can't say it any more than that. That's all I wish for all of us, man. Love each other. Hey, we all got differences of opinion. We all have different ideas on how shit works, but we all got to live on this motherfucker together. Love each other, man. That's really the only two
hug on each other.
Only two forces in the universe are love and fear. What you afraid of?
That was a bar, I think.
It's the truth.
I think that was a bar. Hold on, where the hell is my outro going, man? I'm having a problem. Okay, I got you. Yeah.
So as always, as we sign off with every Saturday, our motto:
get the transitions in the screening right. That's
get the trans. We having a show.
Not get the business, but get the business right.
Oh, get the business.
Yeah, we having
together.
a trans show. It's called Mark L. Out the Dot. Holla at y'all.